So Eddie Howe has just met the press down here at Newcastle United's training centre at Benton ahead of that FA Cup tie against Fulham. Funnily enough, there wasn't too many questions about the clash at Craven Cottage, apart from obviously it's going to be a game where Newcastle can keep their season alive. So the importance of it was never going to be played down by Eddie, but understandably he was asked a lot of questions about transfers, a lot of questions about Kieran Trippier, Callum Wilson, Miguel Almiron. And believe it or not, he was quite open about it. He said that, he didn't deny Bayern Munich had bid for Kieran Trippier. He spoke about the deal, almost in depth, in that Bayern Munich's offer just wasn't enough to get Trippier. But he also made it clear that Trippier was not ever in a position where he was on the brink of leaving or anything like that. He basically said that he feels that Trippier is committed. He feels he's happy here, and someone like Kieran Trippier is going to help Newcastle moving forward. There's no doubt about that. On Almiron, said he's desperate to keep him. He's desperate for him to stay. He played down talk about Callum Wilson leaving, but ultimately, for these players, one of them, may have to leave if Newcastle will bring somebody in. That seems to be the situation with FFP. Newcastle know that they're close to the limit. Loan deals definitely a possibility, but Eddie Howe today trying to be as upbeat as he could, I thought, given that Newcastle really are in a situation where they might have to move someone on, but certainly not one of the big star names. But by the same token, just to balance all that up, Eddie Howe said, it's a never say never. He's been in football long enough to know that something could still happen in terms of outgoings. So lots to chew over from that press conference. I mean, you look at other little bits from that press conference. Eddie Howe confirming Alfie Harrison has signed from Manchester City, confirming Joe White will stay for the rest of the season. So that tells you a little bit about where Newcastle's squad is at the minute. The fact that a player that probably should be going out on loan again has to stay here to help bolster the numbers in the squad, but certainly a player of ability. So we might see him get a bit of a chance in the second half of the season. But overall, Eddie Howe probably just desperate to see the end of this transfer window now, and hoping by the end of it he's held on to all of his star names, including Kieran Trippier, including Callum Wilson, and including Miguel Almiron, despite all the things you might have seen on social media in recent days.